Jaideep Singh Chahal. So we were here at the dealership to have a look at the Jimny, and something came to my mind. One question has been asked repeatedly: what all is there in a lift kit, or how is the Jimny going to be lifted? Because everyone who's seeing the Jimny, once they've sat inside, they like the vehicle. It has tons of space. It is not cramped, but they feel it's too low. I have the same opinion. The tires are too skinny and the vehicle is too low. So the tires, we've got it sorted. We've got the BFGs with us. Those are definitely going in. It's a very common PCD 139 by 5 that came on the old Gypsy. Same PCD. There'll be tons of wheels in the market once the vehicle is out. What was left was the lift kit and what all comes in the lift kit. So come around here, I'll quickly show you. So this, I'll just brief on what all is visible here. This is your front coil spring, and behind the coil spring, if you can see, that is the shocker. Okay, and this is the it's your rubber nylon braided brake hose. So what happens is, this spring is what holds all the weight. This is what does the damping. So the lift kit is going to come with a longer spring. The spring is going to raise this part till here. That that is by 50 mm. This right here, it's not black. It's beautifully coated with tons of anti-rust material. This is your ladder frame right here. This part that is visible is the ladder frame. So this is going to get raised here. The longer spring is going to sit here. This rubber thing inside is the bump stop. So we'll be getting a longer bump stop, and so that the spring doesn't come out during flex. And this mount right here is going to accommodate a longer damper. So that will have longer length and longer travel both. So once this part goes there, the entire vehicle gets lifted by close to 50 mm. So when that happens, this is what a basic lift kit has. Okay, so that is, you fit a longer damper and you're good to go, and the vehicle sits taller. It is slightly complicated in a solid axle. This is your front diff tube. This is a solid axle vehicle. We all know that. So if you can quickly see this bit right here, or if you can show around the front, we have the front steering damper. So the front steering damper is something that also needs to be changed. It sits right there inside, behind your tie rods. So the front steering damper also has to go, and it has to be replaced by a heavier one, because bigger tires means more stress on your steering damper. So once that happens, once this gets lifted, the entire geometry of your front changes. So then we come to this little bit. This is your front control arms. Basically, in an independent suspension, the control arms look like this. In this one, they are like two long tubes. So it extends all the way back. So this is what houses your front differential. So inside there are bushes that house the differential, the front diff tube. Two on this side, two on the other side. So when this goes up, the diff twists with the raised height. So those bushes also have to go for a correct lift. We have to go for caster correction bushes. So caster correction bushes, what they'll do is, they'll bring the diff tube and your differential back to where it should be as it was from the factory. Any changes in this will result in a different behavior of your steering, different different feel altogether of the vehicle. It'll feel heavy at times, it'll feel funny at times, and also it is going to eat away your transmission. So these two things also, once extended, the brake lines, uh, the factory ones are not long enough to accommodate the flex. Once it flexes, the brake lines, they stretch. So for that, you have to have an extended brake line. So the kit that we are going for is coming with caster correction bushes, is coming with extended brake lines, and I don't think the rear shaft is going to be visible. But if you can just try, uh, just see if the rear shaft is visible. So the rear drive shaft, once extended, yeah, the shaft is visible right there. So the drive shaft, once the vehicle is raised, the drive angle, it changes, because the length becomes smaller, and your vehicle, once raised up, the differentials, they sit a little at a distance. So to accommodate that, the ideal lift kit is supposed to have a little spacer that is going to and that is going to correct your this thing length and fit and mesh properly with the diff. So once that happens, there'll be no rattles or vibrations in the drivetrain as well. So these little points are often missed. That the lift is restricted to four shockers and four springs, or we'll see a lot of spacers and lifts coming in eventually. But you have to have the proper hardware to actually enjoy the kind of engineering that has gone into this beautiful vehicle. So that being said, we'll share the images once the lift kits they start coming in stock with Ironman, and lots of hopes with this vehicle. Once it is prepped and lifted, we'll be able to share with you what we can envision right now, because sometimes picturizing the final outcome is not that easy. So let's see. Very very hopeful, and hopefully we get the prices very soon. Thank you.